And welcome back, everybody, to the Galloway School, the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv, presented by Gatorade Bolt 24. My name is Dwayne Walker with Kenny Burns, just wrapping up here, getting a couple of final thoughts before we move on to game number 2. Kenny, overall, what were your impressions of that first game?
You know, Donaldson and Thornton, man, are just, they're beasts. Love the tempo. AJ also for the gold team. Was very consistent. It was just fun, man, to see him go up and down the court, man. You know, it's been a weird season because the ones who were fortunate enough to play AAU didn't have a real full season. So just to see him out here, man, you know, noticing who really put in the work in the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, some huffing and puffing going on, but I really enjoyed it.
And sometimes you mentioned weirdness. Sometimes weirdness brings out opportunities.
No
like
question.
as far as today's concerned, we had the one-on-one skills competition where you're able to see guys go one at one
I thought
another.
That was brilliant. Big shout to Coach Rob Johnson and TSF for that. And even the 3-on-3. I mean, you had some of the more notable players in the 3-on-3 offering before the games actually started, and you got to really see some work. And he ran the 3-on-3 in a set play offense where you had to do the same play every time, so you could see what people had in their arsenal. So I love that.
All right, well, that's going to do it for game number 1. And Kenny, it was tremendous working with you, man. And we got to do this more often.
Yes,
More often.
I looked forward to it, and I look forward to it again.
All right, then. Game number 2 coming up in just a moment. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Kenny Burns, I'm Dwayne Walker with the final score. TSF White, 80. TSF Gold, 74. And you're watching the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv, presented by Gatorade 24 Bolts.
honestly.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv, presented by Gatorade Bolt 24. We're in game number 2. TSF Red will take on TSF Black. I do have that correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. We're going to have James Jordan. He is the player of development here with the Skill Factory. And
Yeah.
welcome aboard, brother.
How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing beautiful. Listen, let me just first say this, James Jordan. I love your energy, brother.
Thank you.
I love the energy and what you bring to the table in helping to motivate these kids and get these kids going. So you're a plethora of information. I'm going to be asking questions during the broadcast. I hope you don't mind that.
No, not at all, man. Not at all.
All right.
I'm just ready to see some great basketball,
Yeah.
honestly.
So tell me, hey, what is the Skill Factory and what does it represent to those of just becoming familiar with the product and with the organization? Tell us a little bit about the Skill Factory.
A little bit about the Skill Factory. One thing I can say, it's a humble organization. Very humble, down to earth. But I have to stick with that word, humble. You know what I mean? We teach these kids to work, but work humble and be humble. And, all good things are going to come when you work hard, not just with basketball, with life, and everything, man. That's the Skills Factory in a nutshell. Just a humble organization that's provided a platform for these kids to expose their talents, as we see today. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for TSF.
Well, listen, James Jordan, you're the director of player development, so it's on you, right? It's on you.
Exactly,
It's one of the shoulders they lean on. So what do you look for in a prospect to bring into the organization? What are some of the parameters?
Honestly, I want a kid to be a are we good? So what I look for in a kid to bring to the organization is all positivity, hard work, dedication, those simple things that we ask for every day out of a kid. But it's not just asked, it's demanded. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's demanded. We demand it in our organization. I love it, though.
And a lot of kids might not realize after their high school career,
Exactly.
there are other roads, there are other options, and that's the big word, the O
Exactly.
word, other options that you have, and it doesn't necessarily have to be over.
Exactly. Same for me. Like I tell them, I'm the product of look, this is what happened if you don't listen and you don't follow those guidelines. You know what I mean? Here we go.
Here we go. Game number 2 is underway. Sean with that shot.
Yeah, Sean's a very good guard. He has a great handle, great pace. He makes great decisions, too, for his size.
Mm-hmm.
I really like his game and his pace. But we all very familiar with Kanan Carlisle.
Oh, yeah. And speaking
Good
of Sean,
shot.
what a shot there by Hunter.
Yeah, Calvin Hunter's a kid. He actually got in the program last year.
Mm-hmm.
We call him KD because, as you can see, he has that stretch, that long length to him. He can actually knock down some shots, man. That's great, G.
And already on the board, it's 2-0. There's Sham. You mentioned Sham. He had provided an upset as he beat Cameron Johnson in the one-on-one competition.
Exactly. Like I said, the underestimation of that handle and that pace. Good steal.
Back the other way. In the corner is Sham again. Sham, nice ball fake up against the glass. Can't get it to fall.
Look at him. Look at him all
Offensive
over.
rebound by Sham. Sham, nice little pass. Inside the little Osh.
I really like this kid, Chase.
Yes. And
Yes.
for Chase McKee, standing at 6'9" tall, I talked to him before, Coach, and he said that he came to the Skill Factory because he wanted to learn the 1 through 4 position. Now, you don't see that
Exactly.
commonly from a guy that's 6'9".
Exactly. And the thing I love about Sean, he has potential to be a Sean Livingston type of guard.
Yes.
What we've been working on is his handle and his guard reads. If he can get those things together, he can be a tremendous player at the next level.
Yes. 3-0 our score early. Dwayne Walker along with James Jordan. James Jordan is the Skill Factory player of development.
I'm really interested to see how Rob plays Isaiah Collier, him being such a crafty guard and being able to get into the paint. I'm really interested to see how he plays in this game.
Collier stops. No, sir. Cleared out. Baseline. And no, there's a foul on the play. Write it. Or say it.
Look, which one's number 3? I'm just getting familiar with him. Yeah, I'm just getting familiar with him. Now, we do have some kids that
Julian Mackey.
I don't see on an everyday basis because, as you can see, we have so many kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I like about the program, Coach Jordan, is that obviously, kids have different situations that they have going on at the time, and this is really a training ground where the kids can come in and develop their skill set.
Exactly.
So, in a lot of times, for example, Kai Soto, who's a part of the program, I think is the best big man in the entire country.
Right.
Me personally.
Very skilled.
But that's an example of a guy that's not here today, but still is with the organization.
Right. And Kai brought a lot of things to the organization that a lot of players didn't bring, man. He can stretch it out. He can dribble. He can shoot.
Footwork.
Yes, crazy
Footwork.
When I saw him the first time, I said, okay, he's special. He's very special. Here we go again with Calvin Hunter at the line.
Hunter's first attempt is good, looking silky smooth at the free throw line.
I'm telling you, this kid can be very, very special. Very special, man. He's only been with the program for 2 years, too.
Wow.
This is only his second year with the program. And the growth that I've seen already, tremendous.
And, Coach, that's what you talk about, growth. How long does it take to truly develop a player in the – oh, what a pull-up jumper there by Mackey there.
He has a soft touch. I like his jump shot. I wish we can get him in some off-ball action just to see if he can, like, his catch and shoot.
Yeah. Isaiah Collier working against Sham. And now Mackey gets some help. Collier will fire, but cleared out by Sham. Sham to Deloach.
Great
Deloach. Oh,
wow.
wow.
Great decision again.
Beautiful
Open
pass.
Floor. This is a guard they cannot let get loose. He's so tricky. He can get into the paint. That's the thing about them 2023 Mac boys with Isaiah and Kanan, man.
Yeah.
Their ability to get to the basket. Their
whenever they want to.
Exactly. It opens up for their bigs so much.
And spreads the floor.
Exactly.
Kate Phillips at the free throw line. Can't get it to fall. 7-4 our score. Second attempt on the way is good. Seven to 5. The black team in control, in the lead, although they're wearing white jerseys today. Sham with it.
A kid that's really good on Mac's post-grad team is Matt. Matt can really light it up. Really want to see him just catch and shoot a lot more. He's putting the ball on the deck sometimes when he could just catch and shoot, like that shot right there. That's the shots that those guys got to get used to, comfortable with taking at the next level. It's not always going to be open that you can try to that paint.
Right.
So sometimes that one dribble pull-ups and all of that mid-range. Yeah, sometimes, they're still young in age in their game, but that's when we go back to that development thing, It's things that we're working with them on a daily basis.
Now, you just mentioned on the post team. What's the difference between the prep team and the post team? As far as you have some guys that come in fresh out of high school, but you could have somebody in the program for an additional year that might be like a class of 2021.
Exactly.
So the bottom line is, after high school, you have an opportunity, to work and develop your game
and not just jump straight into the college field. I was actually one of those kids who had an opportunity to go prep. But then I sat back and I thought about it. It's a different day and age now, totally different day and age. I sat back and I thought about it, and it wasn't the right decision for me. But the platform that TSF Post and Prep has put out now, it's a crazy platform. And I say it should be an option for any kid nowadays, man.
And Coach Jordan, what I love about it is that word. I'll keep going to it, option.
Yeah.
To me, there is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a player seeking the desire to play collegiate basketball to play at the next level, whether it be pro or whether it be college or whether it be pro. and they're willing to put in the time
And the work.
and effort and work that it takes to get to the next level. So any opportunity that's granted or made available, I think it's a great thing for the game.
Exactly. Got a sub? No. Timeout.
Oh, there's a timeout on the floor. There's a timeout on the floor. Why don't we take this quick timeout, too, with our score 7-6. You are watching the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv, presented by Gatorade 24 Bolt.
Yeah. Nah, got me high. Yeah, too high now, sugar. Come on, I might never come down. I might never come. You might never come down. Let me get down.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Galloway School, the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv. Dwayne Walker along with James Jordan as we get back to live action. TSF Red taking on TSF Black, but they're wearing white uniforms today. Nice move inside the lane by number 4, Jalen Deloche.
Jalen is a player. Let's just put that out there.
With
Let's just go ahead
capital
and
P.
Put that out there. A player. When he runs the floor, there's nobody that can stay in front of this kid. He has the length. He has the size. When he gets to the next level and he works on his body frame, when the kid fills out, he can stretch out and be an easy 3. Easy.
And not only that, as number 4 takes it to the basket, Isaiah Collier gets his own rebound, goes off glass, good. Isaiah Collier. And for Collier, that's his first 2 points of the game. And we got a double foul here on number 4 Red, Isaiah Collier. And who else did they get? They got Sham on that, number 11. Shohei Giovanni.
Let's put this
foul.
out there. Sean has 3 offensive rebounds.
I love it.
Sean has 3
love
offensive
it.
rebounds. The littlest guy on the floor has 3
Yeah.
offensive rebounds. That hustle, man.
Hey, man.
You gotta love it.
It's about heart, too. And we'll keep it right here with our score 9-8. TSF Black wearing white uniforms, leading TSF Red 9-8. And you mentioned earlier about Jalen Deloche once he fills out. He has a brother that plays linebacker at Florida State. He's got a sister that runs track at Ohio State. His father runs a football workout facility in Savannah. Obviously, he comes from a background of athletes. And one other thing I want to mention, Coach Jordan, you talked about his body filling out. Everybody doesn't fill out at age by your senior year.
Yeah.
Some kids sprout when they're
Freshman,
a sophomore in college.
right,
So you
right.
never know how it's going to play out. You never know how it's going to play out.
But one thing to mention on what you said about is in their blood, in his family's blood.
Yeah.
They're just doomed for greatness. That's what it seems like to me.
And that's something you can wait on. He might not physically have those attributes at this time, but just wait on. That basket was Arshawn King. He scores his first 2 points of the game, and it's 10-9. Rolling baseline, laying it up, and no good. That was number 24 on the play. Kevon Eskridge,
Looked like TSF Red is trying to pick up the pace a little bit.
Isaiah Collier and Keenan Carlisle, the backcourt. Some of the most prominent players coming up in 2023. These are young guys. Yeah.
Been with Kanan since he was in the 5th grade, man. I've been watching his game grow. It's been crazy to watch how he transitioned into this player. To speak a little bit on him, he had a great freshman year. I think freshman year helped him.
Yes.
was for Coach Whitehart to throw him in the fire and start him.
Absolutely.
Because it changed his pace.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He plays now at a better pace. He understands the game a little more now. And then having a big brother like Bruce to help you out, that also played a role too.
He has no pressure. Even though he's a freshman,
Exactly.
he has somebody that he can, I'm not going to say defer to, but he has somebody in Bruce that he can play off of and really concentrate on his game and formulating his game. So
Exactly.
Milton's going to have – they're going to be something to deal with, man.
Exactly.
Something to deal with.
And another thing that helped him out with playing with Bruce, he always had the ball in his hand a lot. So it made his off-ball game a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So now, as you could have saw with that, when the one-on-one drill, it made his one-on-one game. One guy I compare his game to when it comes to one-on-one is C.J. McCollum.
Yes.
His handle,
Yes.
his choppiness, his ability to just be crafty and chop you up in 3 to 4 dribbles and just elevate over the top. I love that thing about
C.J. McCollum or the kid? The young man you just spoke of. Who'd they call that foul on?
White 3.
And speaking of C.J. McCollum, now I don't know if you've noticed this as far as C.J. McCollum or even he played for Denver. He played with Portland now. You know what I'm talking about. The veteran. Help me, Coach.
Carmelo?
Yeah, Melo. Tell me this, Coach Jordan. You do player development. Even at the NBA level, you could see where C.J. McCollum and Melo and even the big guy from Denver, where during the slowdown, during the pandemic, you see where those guys were actually in the gym working and transformed their bodies
Exactly.
to the next level. Is that something you guys preach at this level?
Yes, sir. Every day, all day. If you could have saw in that one-on-one drill, they was getting a little winded.
Yes.
Yeah, they were getting a little winded. So we told them, look, man, it's all about pace and understanding. It's all about pace and understanding. Even though you're competing and you don't want to look bad, man, you just got to have pace and understanding and breathe, control yourself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they go fast, like everything has to be fast. So we've been trying to help them, not just Rob he does a great job at teaching the game. I like to call Rob an IQ specialist.
Yes.
He has a great basketball mind. Sometimes I would call and text Rob just to pick his brain because the things that he can do as far as basketball-wise,
yes.
Sometimes I sit back and I'll be like, oh, man, that was a great decision, Rob. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing I love about our TSF family, not just the players, but our coaches. We come together. It doesn't matter if it's post-grad, prep, AAU. We're all friends, so we talk about every kid on a daily basis. How can we get him better?
Yes.
Hey, he may not be a good fit training with me, but if he trained with you, he can get better in that form. You know what I'm saying?
Devon Eskridge scored on that basket right there. Carline, nice little give and go there. Wow, nice play there. 2-man rotation there. Couldn't finish that play, however. And back the other way comes Black, dressed in white. Evan Hurst, who's also a teammate of Keenan Carlisle's at Milton, or at least he was.
That goes to that kid who joined one of the post-grad teams.
Yes. And he had a very successful career as Milton, they made it to the Final Four.
The thing I like to say about Evan, he's a sneaky player. He's very sneaky. He's crafty. When I see his game, I think of Grayson Allen, players like that, because
Tyler Hero.
The thing that gets slept on about him is his athleticism. He can shoot the ball flat out, but he's a freak athlete. He has the ability to get in the game, average about 6 or 7 rebounds, just do some dirty work.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of times for Milton, they went small ball.
No doubt. They'd have that rotation. They'd have Thornton. They'd have Evan Hurst.
Right.
They'd have Devin Farrell, who's a quarterback who's with the Skill Factory, who's actually on hiatus doing some football responsibilities right now.
Yeah, big shout out to my boy Dev. I love Dev.
Oh, yeah, Dev. I'm trying to think. Who else? Seth Fitzgerald also pitches part of that small ball. So
exactly.
Milton is going to be they're going to be a team to reckon with for the next couple of years.
This kid Curtis with the ball, he really can light it up.
Curtis Givens.
I'm really impressed with this Rayshawn kid. For him to be so young with that frame and that understanding of the game.
Arshawn King wearing number 15. He's a 6'6" wing. With the ball now is Taj Crowley.
Good find. Good kick.
Crowley, gave a chase after that basketball. Fell to the turf or fell to the floor, but at least gave the effort. And Crowley, he's an interesting character. Oh,
Look,
Sham with that
Sham,
rip.
there he goes.
Give me
Open
that.
floor. Great
Sham to
decision.
Hurst.
Great decision.
Oh, got to finish that. And he gets the
Another
offensive rebound. Love it. What a
Great
move.
decision.
What a move, Sham. What a move.
This kid can flat out play, man. This kid can flat out play. If you don't see the IQ on this kid, man, I don't know what else to say. He has the IQ. He has the skill. And one thing I love, I tell you got to have the swagger. He has the swagger.
And Sham.
Great finish.
What a move by Sham. Coach, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this, if I didn't say this on behalf of Sham and the TJ Holmeses. And I'm talking about the player who might not have the height.
Exactly.
And it seems like coaches at the next level, they look for height first.
Right.
But you have a guy that you see that has so many of the intangibles that's necessary to having a winning program.
Mm-hmm.
And Sham, he won his one-on-one competition up against a much bigger, stronger Cameron Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Yet when you looked at the scoreboard, he came victorious. The early moments of this game, he's proving his worth in front of everybody.
Right.
So that's what I love, and I see no reason why a guy like that shouldn't be valued more for what he's producing on the floor. All right, number 23 checks into the game now. Here's an offensive, nope, cleared out by number 11 for the Red squad. That's Curtis Givens, who we spoke about earlier. Givens will spot up from 3. There's an offensive rebound on the Red. Is that TJ Holmes?
Yeah,
number,
that's TJ Holmes.
Okay. TJ Holmes, number 23 for the Red team.
And another thing about TJ Holmes and Shy, like you said, with those little guards, I call them true point guards.
Yes.
Those are the true point guards. If you're looking for a true point guard in your organization to do all the right things, to not come in, to not try to average 30, to just make players better and to make them compete, those are the guards that you want to look for.
Yes. And it's the little things, like I said, that I'm looking for. There's a pick.
I mean, look at him.
Comes
He
and
has
gets the
5
ball.
offensive rebounds, makes the right pass, makes the right reads.
Nice basket. Aggressive to the goal.
He reminds me of Sean Livingston every time I see him drop his shoulder like that.
Wow. And
With
once
that
he
frame,
turns that corner, it's over.
Look at Curtis, so much confidence. Look at him, look.
Back the other way. Evan Hurst with it. Loose ball, back the other way comes Givens. Givens has it taken away. Now he gets it back. Loose ball, tapped up. TJ Holmes up with it. Crowley. TSF Black comes up with it, wearing the white uniform. Sean with it now. Sham gets a pick from Chase. Basket by Sham. Love him. He's got 4. You got Sham with 4?
That's you on
That's
yours.
me? Okay, here we go. 18-13 the score. Muscling his way down low is Arshawn King. Can't find the basket. Up with it comes Sham. Shahish Gabani gives up his dribble. Now to Eskridge.
I would have loved to see him drop his shoulder on that.
Yeah, and he should have went right to the rack.
It's my
Crowley.
That's my type of game.
Oh, yeah.
I like that type of game.
Taj Crowley with
He
the
has
basket.
a great frame. He's a great frame.
Crowley wearing number 22 this game. 6', 10" center. In and out. That was number 22.
Kyle Waters having a hard time knocking some shots down
Yeah.
right now, but we all know we call him the Kyle Korver of the TSF.
Right.
Once he gets hot, you might have to shut the gym down, coach.
Hey, there's a timeout on the floor. Why don't we go take a quick timeout, too? You're watching the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv, presented by Gatorade 24 Bolt. Let's take time out. And welcome back, everybody. 7 minutes and 57 seconds to play. 20-13 our score. TSF Black, wearing the white uniforms, are leading TSF Red by a score of 20-13. Dwayne Walker along with James Jordan. He's the Director of Player Personnel here at the skill. I said player personnel. That makes it sound like it's pro ball. I'm sorry. Player development. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
All right,
hey, but that title sounded good, though, didn't it?
It did.
Director of
did.
Player pro personnel.
Make it sound like I'm worth something.
But player development. Isaiah Collier, number 4, with the ball being heckled by Sean.
Pressing
Takes it right to the basket.
I like the fact that Sean takes pride in his defense because he's a little guy. You know, don't let the taller guy bully you up.
No.
You know, I like that. That shows heart, man.
Not only that, he is picking up at half court. And as we get into the 24-second clock era, at least at the high school level, I know this is prep, but just this message for you kids to come out. And you work with all kids of all ages, so this is something that they will have to adapt to also. But by picking up your man at half court, you are putting immediate pressure on that offense to produce.
Exactly.
And it's a very I think teams don't press up enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Get that 5-second count going right away.
It's very rare. It's very rare now with the game being sped up so much. You got so many more athletes, so many more faster players off the first step. And I think the game actually sped up in 2009 when a kid named John Wall came about.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of had to make teams start honoring the faster guards. This would be a good shot right here.
John Wall. Ooh, nice shot there. That's Julian Mackey.
One of those kids who can really light it up.
Mackey has 8 points already.
I really like Cade.
Yeah. Hunter from the corner follows his own shot. Loose ball, and it's cleared out. Back come the Black. We're in the white. Corner shot by Mackey again. Gets his own rebound, and stolen away by Keenan. 2-on-1, Collier. And there's Sham taking that charge. Love him. Knew what he was going to do before he did it because the type of player he is.
Exactly. I mean, we can sit up here and talk about it all day. When you make the right reads and the right decision, that's what keeps you on the floor, man. That right there is what keeps you on the floor.
And you talk about creating a tape.
Exactly.
Every possession is important. Every possession means something when you have that basketball.
Look at his communication off.
Sean with it. He gets the pick. Little stop, little hezzy. Goes around looking for someone to pass it to. Inside. What a look. Down low for the dunk.
It's a great find.
Jalen Deloche, he's got 6 points.
I like to see that Sean dribbled it all the way through, though. He dribbled it all the way through. Some players, they pick up the ball. He dribbled it all the way through. He allowed the defense to keep rotating, and then once he moved it, Jalen wide open.
Reminds you of play with the Phoenix Suns, the Canadian,
Nash.
Steve Nash. That was Steve Nash-ish.
Exactly.
Shams even kind of got the hair.
He does. It's a good free throw.
Keaton Carlisle at the free throw line. Keaton Carlisle, really nice shooter.
He's really been getting his team involved. He hasn't really shot too many shots yet. But I look for him to turn it up a notch.
As the game proceeds, second attempt is also on the way. I got him down on the book as having a couple of points. Evan Hurst has it in the corner. Hurst down low, and they're going to call a foul, a holding foul. Went to let's see. They're going to give it to Phillips. Cade Phillips, number 12, the 6'8" out of Memphis, Tennessee. Is that no? Correction.
Alabama.
He's out of Alabama.
Right. I really like that matchup with Cade and Jalen, though. It's a very great matchup. Cade brings a little athleticism. Jalen brings a little skill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I really like that matchup. I really want to see Jalen face him up a little more, though.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to back him down, play little boy ball. Sometimes I don't think he realizes how crafty he really is.
Yes. Isaiah Collier with it, being heckled by Hurst and Matt. Matt Davis, number 12, who just checked in. Keaton Carlisle being heckled there by Mackey. Now he loses the ball. Evan Hurst comes up with it. Back the other way comes the Black, dressed in white. Hurst, little tricky dribble, has no one to pass it to, but I'll grab it, go between the legs, saucy, and lay the ball down. All in one motion.
We might need to sub
But I
you
have to
in.
retroop, though. Grab me that piece of paper. Oh. Thanks, Red. Appreciate it. Get my gathers back. I had a quick flashback moment there, Coach Jordan.
I thought we was going to sub you in for a second.
Back the other way. Here comes Chase. Davis. No. Loose ball. Chase down. Davis in the corner. Mackey lays it off and didn't have a man to throw it to. Phillips comes up with it. Kanan Carlisle. Carlisle, crossover, now spins, puts it up off glass. No, but he draws the foul. And as you mentioned, James Jordan, as this game proceeded, we would see Keenan Carlisle try to enforce his will on the defense.
One thing Kanan is great at is making that ref blow his whistle. He's very good at making the ref blow his whistle, getting into the paint, drawing fouls. That goes into that C.J. McCollum type of thing, you know, just slowing the game up a little bit so his team can get like I said, these two kids, man, at a young age, I seen that they had a great IQ and great understanding of the game. The next thing was just to understand the pace and build their IQ. You know, start training them a different way. We've even started training them a different way. Get their minds prepared for the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Coach Jordan, take a kid like Keenan Carlisle, who you've been working with or who you've been spotting since 5th grade, did you say?
5th grade.
So we're talking about 5 years now.
5 years. And not just Kanan. A lot of these kids I've known since the 5th, 6th grade.
And can you kind of project where they could be 5 years out? For example, has Kanan reached where you thought he might be at this level?
He surpassed it.
Wow. He
surpassed it because, like I said, every day we get in the gym, he shows me something else. He shows me something else. These are kids, like I tell the college coaches, man, this is a kid who made me want to be better as a trainer.
Yes.
When you have a kid who comes in and pushes himself to that level, you go back and you sit down and you say, hold on, I have to reevaluate the way I work with him because what I was doing at first, it may not be enough.
Right.
He's bringing the dog out of me now, so now I have to step it up another notch. And that it's like a contagious disease with these kids,
in
man.
a good way.
In a good way.
Look, a good disease.
A great disease, not like the COVID. We're talking about a great disease. Because, man, when I tell you these kids, man, some days they get in the gym and they work so hard. An hour session turns into 2 hours, 3.5 hours. And I just be like, man, okay.
Right. And Kelvin Hunter on that last basket, he's got 6 points, 30-20 the score. TSF Black, dressed in the white jerseys, leading the red. And, Coach Jordan, I got to ask you this question also. You train with these kids, you work with these kids, and you mentioned this disease, COVID-19.
Right.
How has it affected the mental of these kids, the mental of these players? Have you found them, are they down on themselves because they haven't had an opportunity to play maybe as much as they want to?
Right.
There might be more pressure on a kid like Evan Hurst, who's kind of in between. Whereas opposed you get Bruce Thornton and Carlisle and Collier. These guys are not babies, but they still got another 2 or 3 years left to flourish in high school.
Right.
What's the mental?
Well, I talk to these kids daily. So when the COVID crisis happened, a lot of them were scared. They were really scared, like not knowing, hey, coach, what if we don't play this summer? What if I don't get any film? My job as the skills trainer was to, hey, look, we have to do the little things so when that door opens, that opportunity presents itself, you're ready. So a lot of them, they tried to stay mentally locked in and just got their bodies right, conditioning, cardio, boxes, plyometrics, those things. But for the most part, they were down on themselves for a while. And I'm happy that organization, good move.
Wow. I'm going to tell you what made that move so extraordinary. Isaiah Collier, he plays with such pace. Watch how he wraps his guy slightly here. Watch when he goes to the basket. Watch him wraps. See that move right there?
Yeah.
The referee cannot see it because the action is coming to him, but that's just an IQ move in my opinion. That's just gorgeous.
That goes back into that IQ, just that pace. Them understanding a different change of pace. Being a pest.
There's a steal right there. And you talk about pace. Isaiah Collier, for example, in the one-on-one, he makes it look so effortless. So, he's working, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Some people
yeah.
might misconstrue, he's not working hard enough. No, brother.
played-
He's pacing himself.
Exactly. I played with a kid who had that same skill level. You might know him. His name is Lorenzo Brown.
Yes.
Zoe Brown was one of the smoothest players that I've ever seen, and that's who I get when I see Isaiah. He's not going to get rattled with his handle. If you get all up in him, he's going to body up. And he doesn't even have a big upper body frame,
right.
But it's just the understanding and the confidence. I met him when he was in 6th grade. He had a confidence of a grown man then.
Yeah.
So if you have that type of confidence going into the game, man, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. All you have to do is keep putting in that work.
Yeah. 3 minutes and 27 seconds to play, 32-22. 10-point bulge by the TSF Black team. They're wearing white jerseys today. My name is Dwayne Walker, along with James Jordan, and you are watching the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv, presented by Gatorade Bolt 24. Speaking of Bolt, that's what TSF Black is doing right now. Evan Hurst will launch. Taj Crawley with the rebound. Crawley, power up, big fella.
With that.
Evan Hurst with the offensive rebound. They'll get it out to Eskridge.
He can really shoot
Wow, Kayvon
it.
Eskridge.
He can really shoot it.
He's got 6.
He can really shoot it.
Under 3 to go, 35-22. Collier waiting for TJ Holmes to get set. Here we go. Here comes the pick. Givens. He'll take the mid-range. Hits the side of the basket, and back the other way comes Mackey. Julian Mackey, the 6'3" guard. Alley-oop is good.
There goes that athleticism we were just talking about.
Jalen Deloche, he's got 10 points in this game. His team is rolling by 15. Collier against Hurst going up. And it looks like Evan Hurst may have gotten popped in the kisser. And so they're going to take a little time out to make sure he's all right. Watch this play by Mackey as he finds Deloche going up and in.
It goes to that
Coach,
athleticism.
And you talked about having his body frame grow out. What do you now? This may sound like a weird question, but here at the Skill Factory, at this time, is there any sort of nutritional component that the kids are advised on as far as their actual eating habits? Like, how do you fill a kid like that out? What do you tell them to do?
Well, we don't have any we try to keep them the right way as far as dieting.
Okay.
Tell them to eat the right things. Don't just be snacking all day. You know,
Right,
a lot of these kids, especially during the quarantine, there was nothing to do. So they play 2K, they eat chips, they drink juices.
Hey.
It's hard mentally to tell a kid, hey, don't go eat that burger after you just trained for 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we try to keep them balanced and make them understand, hey, it's for the long road.
Yeah.
If you want to be that player that you really need to be, sometimes we got to sacrifice some of the meals that we eat.
Yeah. Matt Davis' shot couldn't find it. Keenan Carlisle will leave it for Givens. Givens tucks the ball away, goes up and gets fouled by Crowley. Crowley, the 6'10" man, standing there taking up a lot of space. And he's just with the program. He just joined the program this past week, working out with the team this week. He's on the Northern Ireland the national team, right? The Ireland national team.
Right.
And spending some time here at the Skill Factory. What can you tell me about his skill set?
Once he gets the lateral movement together, I think he's going to be a good problem. He's going to be a good problem. I like to look at him as like a Tyler Hansborough. He likes the dirty work.
Yeah.
He actually played with me on TSF Gold.
Okay.
And that was his thing. He loved the dirty work.
He likes the bang.
He likes the bang. And who doesn't love a player that likes the bang?
Yeah. At the free throw line, standing is number 11, Curtis Givens. I know this is the kid you're pretty high on. Curtis Givens out of Memphis, Tennessee. $37-23 the score now. Under 2 minutes to play, 1:50.
Good back door. Got to go straight up.
I got to tell you, Coach, I don't like that move from the 6'10"
Exactly.
Yeah. Laying up and in by number 15, Arshawn King. If you're a big fella like that, I don't want to see you trying to finesse the ball. I want you to go right into the chest of the defender and finish the play.
And that's the thing that we're starting to look into working out with him, his inside finishes. Even though he is so big, some of these kids, they get scared, man. They get scared, they get nervous because right now the game is a guard-heavy game.
Mm-hmm.
So the bigs, they're trying to find their way as players now because, we got bigs that stretches the floor now. So it's a different type of game if you're one of them traditional type bigs.
Centers, right.
That one that doesn't really need to score a lot. You got to find your way.
And they're calling it, is it called positionless basketball now?
Positionless basketball, exactly.
But I'll tell you, though, there are some kids out here who have developed their game. I'm talking about not necessarily in recent years, but you can tell from growing up. So you get a guy like this Kai Soto, who I'm in love with. I'm in love with this guy's game, man. The footwork, the decision making,
And the touch.
passing.
Don't forget the touch.
Touch.
Don't forget
Yes.
the touch.
The
That's
IQ.
the thing that shocked me the most about Kai. I didn't expect him to shoot it at a high clip.
Right.
Because he's always doing the dirty work at the 12, 15, opening
Yeah.
guys up. And when he started stretching the floor,
Yeah.
I said, oh, my, that's the next level basketball.
And it doesn't have to be pretty. Like it's sometimes a player can fundamentally just bore you, but it's so effective.
Shot back in the game.
12 seconds on the shot clock. Little hezzy to the
Look
basket,
at that.
goes
Look
up
at
and
that.
scores.
Look at that.
Ooh la la.
Look at that. This kid has had a great weekend. He has had a great weekend.
He's got great tape. Davis with the rebound. Here they come, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Nope.
It's a great decision. You got to kick that out. You got to kick that out. Shaw was in the corner. You
Yeah.
got to kick that out. He just gave you 2 great possessions. You got to kick that out.
Yes. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm getting chills for the young man. I love it.
Yeah, I
Love
love
it.
it too. I love it too.
At the free throw line, Julian Mackey. He's a 6'3" guard. He competed in the one-on-one competition against Trey Donaldson. He was overmatched, to be quite honest with you, but still tried to hang in there.
Yeah. One thing about Julian, though, to me, he's not a one-on-one guy. He's a player. That's what I call him. When you see him, you think of the smoothness. Look at that. Just being a player. Just
Love
being
it.
a player. That's him. That is
Playing
his
how
game.
a player plays.
Exactly. That's his game. If you look at the stat sheet, you'd be like, wait, he scored that many?
He's got 16 points already, Coach. He's got 16.
That's one of those I call he's just getting buckets and you didn't even see it happen.
Right.
Sneaky bucket getter.
All right, well, we're at halftime with our halftime score. TSF Black wearing the white uniforms, 47. TSF Red, 29. You are watching the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv, brought to you by Gatorade 24 Bolt.
Yeah. Tell me how. Get too high now, sugar. Come on. I might never come down. I might never come. You might never come down. Let me get down.
See if they turn it up defensively.
Let's see. And welcome back, everybody. Second half action just underway. Dwayne Walker, along with James Jordan.
How y'all doing?
That's right. Tell him, James
How
Jordan.
y'all doing? Uh-oh.
Director of Player Development here at the Skill Factory. Our score entering the third quarter, 47-29. TSF Black leading the red team. Now, don't be confused. TSF Black, they're wearing home white uniforms today. So look at it that way. Kevon Eskridge with the basketball. And we'll go ahead and set some of these lineups for you.
I really look to see Red pick up their pace and as far as defensively right now. Kind of lagging off. They're not putting as much ball pressure as I would like to see that they normally do. That's the thing that they were always great at, their ball pressure. There's that guy.
Sham. He's
that guy.
he's producing. He's got 9 points. That was a 3-point basket right there.
And let's not forget the 5 offensive rebounds with the 4 assists. Let's not forget that 5 and 4.
We won't. He's producing at both ends.
Yeah, well, look at that smile. I love the smile.
They called him for a block on that play.
Little guy.
Look at
little guy.
Oh, look at him politicking now. Talking to the referee. Say, hey, man, what did I do? Look at it. I love it. All part of it. He's engaging with the official.
Uh-huh.
Buying them without them knowing it. You know what I'm saying? We're creating a rapport with them. Love it. Isaiah Collier at the free throw line. He connects on the first.
I'm really loving Isaiah's shoes. Respect to Kobe.
Oh, wow.
Much love
No
to
doubt
Kobe.
about it. Kobe would have been, what, 40?
42.
42?
42. And just to speak on a little bit about Kobe, man. Kobe, man, and his mentality, I hope it can just follow over for generations and generations. The things that he's done for the game of basketball, the competitive edge that he's shown people, not just with basketball, but with life. You don't just have to be, oh, there goes Sean, not being scared of the little guy.
Collier follows his own, gets his own rebound. Smart play there. Collier, nice little dish. Hunter, baseline floater is good. Kelvin Hunter. But nice job by Isaiah Collier, who initiated everything by following his own shot and finding the open man.
When Kelvin Hunter is locked in, he can light up the stat sheet. When Kelvin Hunter is locked in, he can definitely lock up the stat sheet.
Going baseline and not getting it to fall. That was number 4, Jalen Deloche. To the races is Carla.
Jalen is another one that's a pretty sneaky scorer. He'll pack up the stat sheet pretty easily without even noticing it.
And Coach Jordan, tell us about some of our courses that we have here. We got Julian, we got Coach Rob Johnson. Tell me a little bit about some of the coaches we have here at the Skill Factory.
I think all our coaches, man, they have a different, they help all the kids in a different way. Back to what I was saying, Julian is more of an offensive guy. He's young, so the kids, they listen to him. They vibe with him very well. As far as Rob, he's very young, but that IQ, you know what I mean? So like I said, we all still pick from each other's brains because we all can learn and grow from each other. Another good coach, Coach Will. He's a great guy. Been in the game for a long. Yeah, Coach Will been in the game for a long time. And the things that those two, that Will and Rob, Shy with the steal. Shy coming up with the steal.
Nice decision. Gets it in the middle.
Good find,
And
Jalen.
low.
Good find.
Whoa. Whoa. Chase McKee on the finish. They're looking good.
Hey, Jalen showing a little bit of that wing action with the ability to find his man off the left-hand bounce pass, man. That goes into that trickiness I was talking about. At the next level, he has the ability to become a 3 or even a 2 if we work on his form a little bit, get the footwork right, get the cardio right, learn how to develop and guard some of those wings at the next level. Easily can be a lottery. Easily, man.
Wow. Did you say lottery?
Lottery, easily.
Who again? Wait a minute. I want to make sure. Who are you talking about?
Jalen Deloche. If he works and he understands his craft and understands the same way you said Chase is training to be not just
1 through a 4.
1 through a 4. He has to get out of the mentality of I was tall than every other team,
right?
So I had to play with my back to the basket.
Right, you better face the basket
I want
now.
to see him face up because he has a great athleticism. And if he can do that, sky's the limit for him.
Keaton Carlisle converts on that. Carlisle's got 4 points, according to my stat sheet. 6 points, forgive me. All free throws?
All free throws.
Okay, they still count in the book. 54-34 our score. Mackey a little hezzy. Tried to use the basket to shield off Phillips, but they're going to call Phillips with the blocking foul.
Okay, got to move his feet on that one. Move his feet.
Caught flat-footed. Here's a guy that hasn't been flat-footed, Julian Mackey. He's lit the scoreboard up.
Very quietly. I have to say it again. It's been very quiet.
He scored 16 first-half points.
Great touch, great understanding, great pace. You know, I know you hear us say pace a lot. Pace,
Yes.
pace. Because it goes back into them playing under the shot clock at the next level. We want them to understand, hey, you're going to have times at next level on teams, you're not going to be that guy.
Right.
You're going to have to miss a few possessions, you know what I'm saying, and play defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you go to college, man, everybody was that guy.
Everybody.
So now you have to adjust your role. That's a great find in the corner.
Launching his
There
he is
goes.
again,
There he
Mackey.
goes.
Oh, return of the Mackey. He's got 20 points.
20 points.
Collier
Gotta
has
get
it
it
ripped. Oh, almost ripped away by Eskridge. Oh, you got to go straight up, young man. Phillips goes down. If he had gone up, he would have not only drawn the foul, but had an opportunity to score the goal.
Exactly. One thing about Cade, he has great hands. He catches everything, but we got to get him a little stronger so that way when
Upper
he catches,
body.
get his upper body stronger so that way he's finishing those through contact.
And how candid are you with these young men as far as what they need to do to get to the next level? Do you have to sugarcoat it, or you come straight out and tell them?
I don't sugarcoat nothing.
You,
I don't sugarcoat nothing. They know me, and just like everybody else know me, I don't sugarcoat nothing. But I am very detailed when it comes to my training. I literally go home and I write notes about every kid.
all right, well, there's a timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick timeout, too, with our score TSF Black 59, TSF Red 36. You're watching the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv, presented by Gatorade Bull 24.
Got me high. Come down, let me get down.
And welcome back, everybody, to the campus of the Galloway School. Dwayne Walker along with James Jordan, and you are watching the Skill Factory Day here on the SUVtv. And how about it, as the TSF Black wearing the white uniforms, they are leading by a score of 59-39.
Right there, I would have loved to see him face up. Right
Yes.
there, that's what we were just
Get
talking
that ball,
about.
space up, come through, and make a move.
But that's one of those things we're working on with them.
Isaiah Collier will bring up the basketball along the right side, being guarded by Sean. Ooh.
Look like Taj wasn't ready for that. When you're playing with the Wizard, you got to be ready for anything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Taj Johnson. Taj Johnson, if I'm being truthful, Coach Jordan, he's kind of quiet today so far.
Yeah, he really has. He has to affect them on the defensive end a little bit more, get some of the rebounds, block shots. He's their energy guy.
Okay.
And now that they don't have LT Overton today, he kind of has to step up a little bit. And there goes Matt knocking down the three.
Matt Davis,
Matt Davis.
first three of the game.
Matt Davis, a kid who can light it up. Hasn't really had too many shot opportunities, but he can really light it up.
Isaiah Collier answers on the other end. 8 points for him.
I really want Isaiah to stop settling. Get to the basket a little more. Get his teammates involved. Swing the ball a little more.
That pass a little low by Sean. I'm being picky now. Sean with it. Now, nice little 1-2 game down low. What a pass. Hey, was that off a set? Was that off a set play?
Definitely.
Gorgeous.
That goes into Rob's IQ. That goes to Rob IQ.
Gorgeous.
His ability to have sets that keeps players moving nonstop. That's
In
what
rotation.
I love about it. Good rotation makes the defense work nonstop. And this is new for TSF Red. They haven't seen a team move the ball like this against them.
Jalen Deloche has 11 points so far in the game. We talked about it earlier. He comes from a family of athletes. Got a sister that runs with the Buckeyes, a brother that plays football with the Seminoles at Florida State.
There go Isaiah Collier.
And I didn't get who they got that foul. Oh, I got it. Number 3, Julian Mackey. Although we're not tracking fouls this afternoon for this exhibition.
Chance for a three-point play.
And he converts.
If we can get some stops, it could actually be a game.
Collier with 11. Keenan Carlisle tries to pick the pocket of Mackey. Mackey, nice look to Crowley. Ooh, coach. And the big guy, Crawley, going up again. And not to pick on the young man, but when he goes up to the basket, he's trying to lay the ball up off balance, and it looks a little awkward instead of powering to the basket to finish. Misfires on that first attempt. The 6'10" center. And it's just been with the skill factory for just working on with the team this week. He's out of Yonkers, New York. But really, Coach, this actually gives you something to work from where you can see what a kid has to work on. So it's actually a good thing.
Exactly. It's a great thing. Oh, trust me, I'm sitting down with my notes. I'm sitting down with my notes in my head. Good shot.
Starting to heat up.
Like I said, if we can get a few stops, it can actually be a game. Red is starting to push up the intensity a little bit.
When does pride become a factor? You're getting blown out on the scoreboard. When do you decide I'm going to play defense and get us back into this game? Have we reached that moment yet?
I hope so. I hope so. Because like I said, without their big man, LT Overton,
right.
This is a totally different team we're looking at. They don't have that physical presence in the paint right now. So it's a lot of a guard play, a lot of shooting. It's not much of an inside-outside game the way it normally would be. I wish Taj would have moved that. Good shot, though,
Nice.
Taj.
Taj Johnson from 3. His first 3 points of the game.
Like you said, he's been very quiet.
And we've got a turnover, an offensive foul on that play. So
I look for Coach Julian to turn his guys up a little bit. He's another energy coach. I look for him to turn his guys up a little bit.
He's screaming right now, Coach Julian, go up, move up. Hunter has it stripped away by Mackey. Mackey there to Chase. Chase throws it away, and now Evan Hurst comes up with it. Hurst now being heckled. I feel the intensity in the building rising a bit here, Coach Jordan, as here's that guy again, Julian Mackey.
He's going to light it up today. He has it on his mind that I'm going to take over, and I'm not going to let this guy win the game or come back at all.
22 points. I'd say he's a little bit upset from losing in that one-on-one competition.
He has a point to prove, and I'm not mad.
Taj Johnson misfires on the air ball. Here comes Mackey. 4 seconds. Here comes Chase. He's being bumped by. Wow, they're going to call a foul on that. You could tell that was coming all the way. You could see that call coming a mile away as Keenan Carlisle picking up the defense, but a little too overly aggressive. We could call that before it actually happened. That was just a clear-cut and obvious. I give credit to the official for holding his tongue. He wants to say a couple of things.
Coach Julian going to T.J. Holmes, probably looking to press up on the defense just a little bit more.
Hurst misfires a pass in the corner. You're right, Coach. It's amazing what someone's presence can do. Just putting pressure on the basketball can create. It can create adversity.
And I see he has put Curtis back in, probably looking to get some open kicks.
Curtis Gibbons to T.J. Holmes. Holmes with it. Now attacking the basket, going up with the right hand, has it blocked by Crowley. Davis clears. Back the other way comes Mackey. You know he's going right to the basket for 2.
Oh, great decision.
Mackey.
Great decision. This kid has showed up today.
24.
He has showed up today.
Crowley clears to Mackey. Mackey goes behind the back.
One
Now he's
thing
looking for a pick.
I am impressed with is his decision making today. He has made some great, like that right there. He has made some great decisions.
Listen, man, he's got the hot hand, right? He could say, you know what, I'm going to take this all the way to the basket. Why should I pass? I'm hot. And he kicks it to Evan Hurst, and they trade a 2-point basket in exchange for a 3-point basket.
3-point, exactly. That goes into Rob, man, knowing how to pick these players.
There's a timeout on the floor. Let's take a quick timeout, too, with our score, TSF Black 71, TSF Red 50. You're watching the Skill Factory Day here on SUVtv.
Got me hot. Come down, let me get down.
All right, back to the action. 71-50 our score. Evan Hurst comes up with that errant rebound. And Sham up with it. And we're going to break down Sham and give you some more information about the young man with the basketball now, number 11. He's my – look, it's hard to argue, man. There's a couple cats that you can sign out as being players of the game, if you will, but he would certainly make the list.
That just made assist number 7. 11, 7, 5, and 3.
Decisions. And there's
Look
a
at
stripper.
it.
Ooh.
11, 7, 5, and 3.
Man, those are – and listen, and he hasn't played a lot.
He hasn't
He
played
hasn't played a lot of minutes, but efficient minutes.
Efficient minutes. That goes into what you said, man. You have to be effective every possession. Every possession. He started the game early with 3 offensive rebounds.
Listen, man. No. I'm gonna take this possession off, and I'm gonna wait the 4th possession. Then I want to pick. Then I want to do something. No, man. It's every single possession.
I like how he just ran the floor right there.
Evan Hurst goes off glass, but he draws a foul. T.J. Holmes got caught underneath. And we'll have a couple of free throws. Evan Hurst, after a slow start, has picked it up. He's nailed 3 3-point baskets. Now he'll have an opportunity to go to the line for to reach double digits in scoring, looking for his 10th point of the game. It's up, and it's no good. Hurst will attempt another one. On the release, and it's good. 75-50. Givens with the basketball. Number 11, the 6'2 guard. Holmes. Errant pass picked off by Eskridge. Kevon Eskridge.
Good take, Kevon. Good take.
Noticed how he changed gears and actually took it to another level.
Kevon is actually a very smart player. He knows how to play his role. He adjusts his role at a very, very well. And the thing that he doesn't get credit a lot for, he actually is a great shooter. He's actually a great shooter.
10 points in today's ball games thus far. T.J. Holmes will trigger the basketball in the backcourt, and there's a hustle play by Matt Davis. You could see that one coming.
A mile away. Good job, Matt.
Now on that play, Isaiah Collier has to show a little more urgency in getting that basketball. Givens working on. Go ahead.
Look like TSF Black want to end this game right now.
Hurst up with the rebound. Okay, Coach Jordan, I'll ask you on paper, and there's going to be a timeout. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to keep it right here. who on paper coming into this game should have won the game? Like if you're going by paper, I know you got to play them out.
If I'm going off of paper, I expected TSF Red to win.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
That's one of those lottery moves.
Jalen Deloche, that's the young man you spoke of so eloquently earlier, James Jordan. Let's watch this replay here. Watch this.
And if that's not a way to end the game on 81, I don't know what else to say.
Oh, you are absolutely correct. So that's our ball game, ladies and gentlemen, with the final score. TSF Black in the white jerseys. Upsetting, shall we say, TSF Red by a score of 81-50. And James Jordan, any final thoughts? And let me just say, man, I thought you did a tremendous job, man. I enjoyed working with you, man.
I enjoyed this, man. It's been a long time since I've been under the platform in this limelight.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, man. I think what y'all are doing is great. It's a great platform, especially right now with the COVID and everything going on. I wish the best of luck for SUVtv and what y'all have going on. I think this is a great thing that y'all have done, man, to help these college, not just college kids, high school kids is what I meant to say. The high school kids have some type of platform where, hey, I can get game from this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I respect y'all for what y'all are doing.
And in kind of recapping not only the game, but not only the day, tell me some performers who you thought who do you thought stood out today? Let's begin with this second game right here. Who stood out in this particular game to you?
Well, obviously, I would start with Black. Julian Mackey, he stepped up, flat out played today. He had something to prove. The one-on-one battle didn't go the way he wanted it to go, so he stepped up. Jalen's another kid, stepped up. If we look at the stat sheet, he filled it up with what he had?
Mackey
Jalen
had 24.
Delouche.
Delouche, he was incredible today. I have him down at having 13 points.
13 and easily probably had a double-double. That's another kid. I say if he continues to work, easy lottery. Let's not forget about Sham. Let's not forget the littlest guy on the floor had the biggest stat sheet as far as from what I say.
Impact and efficiency.
Impact as far as on the stat sheet. The rest of the guys played pretty well. Eskridge did a great job of running the floor, knocking down timely shots. Matt knocked down some timely shots as well as Evan Hurst
hit 3 threes.
Yeah, man. So with that post-grad team, if they're knocking down shots, they're a great team. They're a hard team to beat.
All right. And what about maybe earlier in the day before we wrap up here? Who impressed you in the earlier game? I mean, we had Bruce Thornton, of course, obviously doing his thing. We had hair guy
Trey Donaldson, Mr. A.K.A. Lion King. That's what I like to call him.
Doing his thing. So who stood out maybe in that earlier contest to you?
I would have to say those two, obviously, they did stand out. They did a very good job because they were down most of the game.
Yes.
They were down most of the game, and then they tapped into what we like to say their dog mentality, that Kobe mentality that's in both of them, and they just flat out took over the game.
Yes.
They just flat out took over the game. But a shout out to the gold team, T.J. Holmes, a lot of those guys did well.
How about A.J. Flagg?
A.J. Flagg, man,
wow.
That's a name that we're not saying
20
enough.
points.
20 points, freak athlete, knocked down good timely shots, played great D. He competed against Bruce and Trey, did very well. The kid David, he didn't make that many shots as far as offensively, but he still affected the game by getting downhill, and I love that about him.
Touch passing. He had some beautiful assists.
Passes. The guy though that stood out to me though was the Dayon. Dayon has a soft touch and a great pace. Dayon can shoot the lights out. He can shoot lights out flat out. He had a great game to me as well. But I think his name is a lot of these kids. I be seeing them so much. Leon. What's his name?
Give me a number. In the first game?
Yeah, the first game. His name was Lejon.
Well, listen. While you're talking about that, just a couple more questions before we get off the air here.
Mm-hmm.
How does a kid, if they want to join the program, like some of our watchers, kids that might be in between, they might say, "Hey, look, I want to play at the next level." What do they do? Hey, I'm graduating high school, or look, I might be a sophomore or a freshman, and I want to get with this organization. What do they do? Do you guys have tryouts? Is it select? How does that process
Yes, we do. I'm happy, honestly, you asked me this question because kids, inbox all our coaches all the time, every day. All our information, we have a website.
Okay.
As well as
theskillfactory.com,
theskillfactory.com, as well as all of our coaches' platforms on their IGs, their social medias.
Okay.
We try to stay in tune and not just post it on the Skills Factory website, but as far as everybody, we want a full media blast. So you can contact any coach, and we're going to respond.
Okay,
we might not respond that day of, but
Right.
you will get a response from us. We're not that type of organization that shrugs the shoulder and look
Right.
the other way at any kid. We like to feel that any kid, if you feel like you can play, compete, and you want to get better, hey, just because we also offer club teams as well.
Okay.
So even if this is not available for you, you can get better with our club organization team.
Well, I think James Jordan, who's the player development director here with the Skill Factory, I think a lot of times when people see something that's new, and let's be honest, you guys are kind of like the new kids on the block, being
Right.
here the last 4 years in the Atlanta area.
Right.
But I see the production, the end all, the production and the development in the players.
Right.
How has that transition been? How are you being received out in the community from the basketball community?
I want to say it's a lot of love. It's been a lot of love in the basketball community because they understand. Everybody in Georgia, we all know, Georgia is great when it comes to basketball. So we all know it's a love thing at the end of the day because people, they look at TSF and they see the platform and they understand, hey, this is an organization that not just helps these kids, but they help all kids.
Yes.
And that's the main thing.
You want to see everybody win. Everybody win.
Exactly.
Even
So
if they're
it's
not
all
with your
love.
organization.
Exactly. It's all love. It's going to always be all love because at the end of the day, the game is built off of love and what I like to call.
Absolutely.
I like to call it love, man. If
Absolutely.
you're playing with love and being humble,
That's a beautiful combination.
beautiful combination.
Well, look, I'd like to thank everybody, Rob Johnson and the Skill Factory and the SUVtv for having me on the broadcast today. And I've certainly enjoyed myself. But most importantly, I've learned a lot, too, which is, I think, it's very important, as we go on and as we go through this new adjustment period, if you will, there's a lot that we all have to learn. So it's all about just exchanging information and, like you said, expressing everything with love. So on behalf of my broadcast partner, James Jordan, and thank you, James. You did a tremendous job today, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. My
Thank
name is
you.
Dwayne Walker. Special thanks to the production crew. Boss Lady, you're incredible as per usual. I appreciate you. You have been watching the Skill Factory Day from the Galloway School, presented by our sponsor, Gatorade Bolt 24. With our final score in our second game, TSF Black 81, TSF Red 50. Have a pleasant good day.